Alright, everybody. We are getting started for our latest episode of Indie Inquiries, where we review indie game store pages and provide critique and advice for how to set up the best page for your game. As always, I am Josh Bycer, and my co-host from Nexus Games, Sharky.
Hello, everybody. And as we have learned over the past few days with different podcasts, that your store page and your trailer on your store page overall is arguably the most important thing when it comes to marketing your game. So,
So we get to be even more critical now.
oh yeah.
So we have one game submission this week, and we have one that we've been wanting to take a look at. And as always, if you are a developer working on an upcoming, or it could already be out game, that you like some marketing advice and store page advice on, please reach out to either one of us. You'll find links to all of our contacts and Discords and all that down in the description.
Yep, and join it for both of us.
So we're starting with the game that was submitted, and this is Game Dev Masters. And yeah, I do not like this thumbnail at all.
Yeah, this thumbnail just speaks of all generic. I mean, like, really, it says nothing about the game. It says money, which, would lead you to think that it's stock market the game or, Bitcoin the game or loot box the game, anything but what this game is.
Yep. And when you showed it to me, I didn't even realize this was a game. I thought this was a YouTube video. And
yeah. I mean, the text stands out, but that's all it's got.
Like, this is anti-attracting, I think, for a consumer. Like, they're going to look at this and just not even bother clicking.
Yeah, I mean, that thumbnail is almost anti-marketing.
And I think because of that, what do you think? D minus for the grade?
D minus.
It's clean, but that is literally all it has going for it.
And the text is readable. That's, I mean, this is like, you could leave the text and get rid of everything else. And you can, basically start over. This.
All right.
It just doesn't fit the game. It doesn't fit. It doesn't look good. It doesn't do anything.
And speaking about text, wait until you see these trailers. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let's go with the first trailer.
All right.
Which you have this implosion of unreadable font. And then another font.
I can barely make that text out.
Yeah, it's not readable.
Yeah,
and I don't know what even's going on in the game, because we learned the other day that when it comes to text over images, text wins. And then here's another text. I think that's a new font, and it's definitely a new color. It's glowing now.
Yeah, but the text is
transition.
I like blue over blue. That's good.
Yeah, and another text and font done completely differently. And did you notice that green text over there just for a second?
Yeah. Oh my. Like, it feels like this is more of a showcase for fonts and text transitions in a game.
Yeah, and you gotta love this text over text here. Like, which text do I look at? And
the procedural generation
got the white over white, and then it turns black.
Yeah, and then it becomes unreadable.
And then now you got these 3D fonts that are coming out, and Star Warsing their selves into my face, and now you got a neon font, and oh my god. If I didn't already know what the game was, I wouldn't have known anything from that trailer, because besides, Tech Simulator 2019, 2021.
I mean, the call to action is decent, but it's a completely different style than anything else in this trailer.
Yeah, and all of all of the fonts were different, and it was giving me overload, and
And the trailer was also overly long.
yeah. And
And
wait, there was a trailer. All I
mhm.
seen was text.
All right, let's go to number 2. Let's see.
And we have another spinny text, and now we have a different text down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And this gameplay looks exactly like Game Dev Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And another different text at the bottom. I mean, he needs to grab one style and stick to it for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
There's exceptions
Yeah.
that can be made in some cases, and now you have all this text being thrown away apparently.
Yeah. And you can't even really read it in time. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I got make a plan from that one. 90
Mhm.
something deep dive something
Mhm.
dynamic something and
Yeah.
something, and then a splash of paint that just blinded me.
And we have a jump scare at the end.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the call to action is decent, but the background behind it isn't good
Yeah.
and doesn't fit the game in any way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what do you think about these trailers?
Well, they tell me nothing about the game. They're hard to view. And
Hard of you. I think
other
you might
than
be giving them
text.
too much credit.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm thinking low D, maybe I have low D.
Yeah, I'm thinking F plus.
Mm. Yeah, I think somewhere in the F range, unfortunately. The problem is
Yeah,
that nothing showed me the game. Nothing convinces me I want to play this game.
I mean, there's something. It convinces me that I need to learn 50 different ways to do font for a trailer,
And
and then
transitions for
only use
fonts.
one of them.
Mm-hmm. So, let's go to the screenshots. Some of these, again, because of how generic the game looks, it's hard to tell. But I think these images are original. For the
Well,
most
not
part.
the first one and the second one. I think the third one's original, fourth,
Mm-hmm.
fifth. I think only the first two are from the trailer.
Yeah. The final 3 are original, but it's just an assault on your eyes. There's how are you supposed to know what you're looking at?
Yeah, I think the main issues with these screenshots, besides the first two that are repeats from the trailer, is actually issues with the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at screenshots 3 through 7 kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
they're all just generic offices kind of thing. And even the UI in the game does not match, because if you look at screenshot number 7,
Mm-hmm.
you see on the side where you have the year, February
Mm-hmm.
week, year 1, week
Yeah.
1, week 4, rather. You see those have hexagonal boxes kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you looked at the UI at the top where it says no project kind of thing, that has smooth edges on it, and it's like a gradient kind of thing. And then if you look at the little orange boxes and the blue boxes
They're
on
hexagons.
those, they're hexagons, which could fit with the ones over there, but the one with the smooth does not.
Yeah.
And then over on the side of that, you have the news breaking kind of thing.
And that's a different
in a
style.
square box.
Yeah.
And it
It's
doesn't
just
match either. And you
Yeah.
have the other thing in the square box. So he's using square,
Mm-hmm.
smooth rectangle, hexagon, and or angled. We'll just call it angled.
Yeah, it's just lots of information, all very shown haphazardly. And again, it's not selling me on any on this game. Don't forget, there's an entire UI bar at the bottom of all these symbols, I have no idea what any of them do.
Yeah, they're all the hexes too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he should match everything to hexes. Change that background that says no project. Change that to not be round and rather have the angles kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and add angles to the breaking news and the beginner's task list.
Yeah. I mean, again, these issues are more game wise than they are screenshot wise. So
Hmm.
the
But they're
screenshots,
bleeding.
yeah.
They're bleeding through to the screenshots. It's not going to affect our grade,
Mm-hmm.
but it is going to affect his sales and his
Yeah.
marketing. And this is something he definitely needs to fix, kind of thing. It
Mm-hmm.
will have no impact on our grade,
Yeah.
but it will definitely impact his sales.
Yeah. So I think grade wise for the screenshots, what do you think? Maybe high C, low B?
I think I would give it a regular B,
Mm-hmm.
a whole B. But like if you look at screenshot number 8, there's just way too much information on there, and
Mm-hmm.
that is a no for game design
And
and
for
development as a
marketing.
whole. You don't want to give players this much information to be distracted by at a time.
Yeah.
You want to bring these up maybe one or two at a time, kind of thing.
Yeah. Like maybe like this would be a case of having like full screen, but then letting you like switch between them would be better than just having 5 mini screens. Because this is
Yeah,
just
like a tab system.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
just
and
way too much going on.
and I think like he could probably fit maybe two of these on each tab, kind of thing. So only like three tabs, kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
like three tabs rather and show this information in three different tabs rather than one
Mm-hmm.
open thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you
So
look at the ninth screenshot, this is a lot better. There's still too much information here, but
but
it's not a complete overload like the
yeah.
last one was.
Yeah.
I would definitely try to reduce the amount of information on here, but this is much better than the other
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yep. All right. Scrolling down. So the game is going into early access, and I hate to say it, but like when I was talking with Lauren about like this feels very much dead on arrival. Like,
Yeah, and we said that he said that basically the difference between early access and, well, he didn't say this, but he basically implied this. He
mm,
said this in some way, that basically the difference between early access and just release is basically nothing,
yeah,
other than people probably expect the game to get better
mm-hmm,
on the other. Marketing wise, it's just pretty much the same.
yep,
Team
and
wise.
I don't see this going. So
Yeah.
let's talk about this game. So we have a very generic banner. Like I just realized the text is remind me of like the text like Max or EA use for I think SimCity 5. Like, like very like fat letters, like very generic kind of look to it.
Hmm.
But yeah, the problem off the bat, way
Just
too much
background.
text for the sections.
Yeah, the background of the banner doesn't work. Like I think this tech could possibly work, maybe, but this
Mm-hmm.
background behind the banner does not. A blurry
Mm-hmm.
back image of the screen does not work for
Yeah.
background image.
The whole section for procedural generation is just off. Like,
Yeah.
this is not selling anyone. You like a bullet point or two, I think, would work, and maybe like a GIF of how this would actually apply to the game. But this is not telling me anything. And then we have a GIF at the below that I don't think it actually responds or corresponds to procedural generation. And if you notice, there's black bars on both sides, so it's not even like the screen is like filling the GIF.
Yeah. Which may be a problem with the game. It may be a problem with this. It may not be. Like, I don't know maybe this works for the game. I don't know.
But it
But
does not look, quality for a consumer.
yeah, and I would guess that it doesn't work for the game, but it could.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, this is a GIF needs these black bars cut off.
Okay. And some of the text reads a little weird. Like, if you look in the scaling to endgame section, the AAA game design will not only require your studio, but you will need to have acquired at least 3 additional AI competitors. Okay, that is weird.
Yeah, that reads weird.
I haven't seen before. And again, there could be something unique and interesting about this game, but this is not showing me any of it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it feels like it's just. I mean, and this could be very, very untrue, but it feels like just a copy of Game Dev Simulator with
Mm-hmm.
with worse graphics
Yeah,
and
you
very
don't
much
want
worse
that.
store page.
Yeah. And then the key features, these are way too many key features, and I think he's confusing functions in the game with marketing points for consumers. Like,
Yeah,
commercially license your engines for AIs to use. Why would the consumer want to do that? Multiple offices can be customized. Okay, that's a decent one. But again, these bullet points should be spread out throughout the rest of this about this game section. Because I can pretty much guarantee most people aren't even going to get down this far.
yeah. And again, with all the banners, they have the generic blurred background behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so this needs more structure, it needs more organization. It
Needs
basically needs
far
a
less
complete
text.
it needs a complete redesign.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that's stopping it from, I think, being in the F range is that it does have images, it does have some color to it, but I'm thinking maybe D minus. What about you?
I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it stops it from being in the F range. I think it stops it from being F minus for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking F plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I think F plus D minus range for me.
Yeah.
All right.
There's only one GIF. The banners I think subtract from it rather than add to it.
And the structure is off.
And the structure is off. There's too much useless text on here.
And here's, I think, ultimately the big issue. I still don't know what I'm doing in this game. We've watched trailers, we've seen images, we've read this about this game. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I know what I'm doing because I've played a game just like this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think just like this. I can only assume just like this because it feels exactly like Game Dev Simulator,
Mm-hmm.
which I really enjoyed that game.
I am Malthus.
Then for the title card, did we? Yeah, we graded that.
Yeah. So title card, you got a lot. They do have lots of genre tags. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Developer and publisher are the same name. I mean, we can't really fault you for using your name, but I think that a lot of people view that as a red flag these days.
I could fault him for using his name as a studio. I mean, having the same developer and publisher, no, absolutely not. That's fine. But it needs to be a studio name. It doesn't need to be a personal name because a personal name says that this is a hobby project and not a business project.
Yeah.
And a hobby project should never be sold, and that is a red flag out the yin yang that customer beware, do not buy this game.
Yeah. So we looked at this before we started the stream, and while he does have a website, the website is very generic. It's very poor.
And it also is like one of those free sites that at least I think it's a free site. It had a little extra banner at the top telling you to check out, get your own website or something here, and it just feels
And when I checked his Twitter account, there is no way to directly message him. And
Mm,
this is a no-no. While the title card and the genre tags are there for Steam's purposes, you still need a contact for press and media. And if you don't have that, it means people can't get in touch with you. And if people can't get in touch with you, how are they going to want to check out your game or give you coverage?
yeah, if a YouTuber wants to contact you and show you, show your game off kind of thing, and he goes to Twitter and you don't accept messages, how is he supposed to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, he could send you a public text, but a public tweet, but then that's
That's
unprofessional
yeah, you need
and
to
looks bad on
have
him.
yep. You need to have a contact info. Like when I spoke to Lauren about, you want to have you need a trailer, you need a store page, you need social media, and you need some kind of contact info. If you don't
Yeah,
have that, you are basically throwing your entire marketing out the window because if people can't get in touch with you, what's the point of having marketing done?
I wouldn't say you're throwing it all out, but I think the trailer
Mm-hmm.
did that, the trailer and the thumbnail.
Yeah. But if you
But like,
want people to reach out
there's
to you, you gotta give them the way to reach out to you.
yeah,
So,
and and it's Ryan Sanders on Twitter and Ryan Sanders on YouTube and whatnot, and also having a personal name here on top of not being good and not looking good for consumers kind of thing
mhm,
is very bad for people who want to troll you because they have your full name
yeah,
now.
yeah. You mean it's
And
very good for them to troll you? Not it's very bad. It's good for them, bad for you.
yeah,
So,
and it's not good to
yeah,
have you want to have a studio name
yeah,
and you want to have a Twitter account that's specifically for your studio. Maybe the Ryan Sanders Twitter account is just that. Maybe
yeah.
the YouTube account is also just that. But they need to be in a company name,
Yeah.
not your personal name.
Mm-hmm. So I think overall, uh, I mean, they do have the genre tags. They do have they did the Steam side, I think, right? But still needs a contact info. I'm thinking maybe B minus. What about you?
Yeah, B minus. B sounds good for the title card.
Yeah.
Uh
What?
oh. OBS disconnected.
Uh oh.
Apparently.
It may reconnect on its own. Mm-mm.
Um. Okay, it seems to be reconnecting.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think the title card overall is maybe a B.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's the lowest actual rating or lowest
Thing that
contributing to
matters.
the score. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So,
main thing that matters on the score is your thumbnail and trailer.
and those two are not good.
Yeah, those two were, I think, the lowest. Were those the lowest grades?
Yes, I think. Did we give the trailer? I think an F.
I think the trailer got an F plus, and I think the thumbnail got a F, regular F.
Eh. So I think overall, I think this is going to be another. I don't know if I would give it an F minus. I think I would give this an maybe
Yeah, it's
F F.
definitely not an F minus. It's. I think this is. I'm leaning towards F plus for this
Yeah.
overall.
I think FF plus for me.
Yeah, I'm debating between the F and F plus.
Yeah. The problem is that nothing on the store page is would be motivating enough to get somebody to check this game out.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
ultimately, that's yeah.
the name does not work either.
And ultimately, your goal of the store page is convert consumers into buying your game.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't do that, it's not working.
Yeah,
And it's not working basically top to bottom. And that's unfortunately not good.
yeah, and I can tell you this: that you need to change this release date because the game, if this is the way the game currently is, if you release in 2 weeks, on approximately 2 weeks on June 3rd, that's when this game dies.
Yeah, and if, again, like when I spoke with Lord, early access or full release, day one is do or die time. And if you stumble out of the gate with early access, it's going to be very hard for you to recover.
And I have a question for him. If he, when he's watching this, is, how many wish lists do you have on this at the moment? If it's less than 1,000, you are in so much trouble. If you're thinking about releasing this in 2 weeks, if you have, I would say if you have less than 10,000 wish list on this right now, there's no doubt that this game is dead. Not saying that you have to have 10,000, but looking at everything that's here, if you don't have 10,000, this game is dead on June 3rd if you release it there on June 3rd.
All right. So I think with that, are you ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a game that this is not a submission game, but this is one that we wanted to check out. And this is Rise of the Slime. So this is a game that both Shark and I have played in the past. And we've been definitely keeping an eye on this one. They've gone relatively quiet since, I think almost a year ago, which is not good.
Well, they've been pretty loud recently because they're almost ready to leave early access.
In roughly 7 days from this video or this stream. So let's start with the title card. And
this is also one of the games. This is also one of the games that was on our great games that failed.
Yeah, maybe it will bounce back. Who knows? But
yeah,
right now it's not, like we said. Early access is still releasing your game, and if it doesn't do well, that momentum doesn't carry forward. Like, the opposite of this would be Slay the Spire. That, Slay the Spire came on early access, and it did amazingly well. So when it hit 1.0, it did even better than that. So, thumbnail, I think this is a really solid thumbnail. As you can see, we have kind of that triangle effect going on. From the slime, to the cards, to this character, they're all pointing at the title.
We have triangleception here because, you have the characters on either side that are drawing your attention. They're both pointing at the title. You have the title that's very, very clear in the center. You have the cards down at the bottom that are pointing towards the title and towards the other characters. So you have a triangle between the characters and the cards. You have a triangle between the characters and the title. You have a triangle between the title and the cards and one character, and you have the other character as a different triangle, and you have so many triangles that are all leading your eye, and it's such a good design.
And you can kind of see the background itself is, separated between the blue. It kind of blends into this orange going left to right. Everything about
another thing that's sad is when you're talking about color theory, blue and orange are counter to each other, and very much a thing in art that really, makes
it pop out.
Yeah, it's a very good color combination.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think that could be dinged on this thumbnail is I know people don't like the art style. The cartooning the character with his mouth out, that kind of thing. But that's more art and not so much about the structure of it.
I think that's more personal preference because I personally like it. So, I think everybody has different taste. And, I don't think we can grade based off of personal taste. I know that my personal taste, I like it. What about your personal taste?
Yeah, I like it too.
So even if we were to grade both of our, off of personal taste, we're biased towards this art style. So
yeah,
I would say this is an easy A+.
Which game did you try? Song of the Deep? Is that the XCOM-like gameplay? But while he's answering that, yeah, I would agree. I think this is an A plus. Like, regardless of whether you like or dislike the art, structurally speaking, there's nothing wrong with this thumbnail. Like, I can't think of anything I would change on it.
Yeah, not only is nothing wrong, but everything is right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even this thing didn't offend anybody, but this also didn't do anything special. This is arguably a perfect thumbnail.
Yeah, like this sticks out. Like if you're scrolling down, I think your eyes will probably either drawn to like the slime or to like the lightning or fire behind them.
Yeah,
and then you just take the whole thing in.
On that side that you're reading from, so it's even more likely to draw your eye. So yeah, I mean, this is really just an amazing thumbnail.
Yep,
they did an amazing job here.
All right, are you ready for the trailer?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
My trailer's starting at the end.
Yeah, all right, there we go.
Oh.
So we saw with the cold opening, we had lightning.
Yeah, a little comedy.
Yeah.
And with the expression on the slime.
It's zoomed in.
Yep.
And I like that the music is timed to the attacks and to what's going on.
And there's sound effects in here.
Mm-hmm. We show cards.
It's going back slow, and then it's telling us what we're doing.
We got transitions.
The game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's slowly building up over time. Things are starting to pop off as you go off, and it's this ramp acceleration curve of the way that things are getting more exciting.
And I think the call to action is really nice too.
Yeah, the a nitpick could be that the all the platforms that it's on a lot of platforms, but all those could be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and I think my only like legitimate nitpick is I feel like it could end maybe just a little bit punchier. Like it's like building up, it's building up, and then it just you see like he shoots like the laser beam at the end, and then that's it. Like I wish maybe just like something a little bit more dramatic. Like maybe like an attack that does like 50 points of damage, or something a little bit more exciting just to end on.
Yeah.
But it's good on time. And like syncing the combat or syncing the gameplay to the music, it sounds so simple when we say here, but that is very hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is like A plus material for me. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's an A.
Yeah. I think if it could just...
I don't know if I would put a plus behind it. It is so close. It is right there on that line. I would say it's at least A and half a plus.
I feel like if it just ended with like just a little bit more of a punch, I think it would have gone to an A plus.
Yeah.
Like,
I would say if you round it, it's an A plus. But if you don't round it, it's an A and a half a plus.
Yeah. Like, the beginning of this trailer, I think, is really solid. Like, everything up to when the character dies, like, that would be like the 18, maybe we could already like to the 21 second mark. I think that's a really good opening.
Yeah, I mean, like, the trailer felt a lot shorter than it was.
Yep, and that's what you want.
It was a short trailer, too.
Yeah. And again, I think complaints about this will be the art style, and that's more subjective than, critical here.
Yeah, because I think it's a good art style, and it's a question on, is it to the personal taste? Because, just because you got a good aesthetic doesn't mean that it appeals to everybody.
Yeah. But
I think there's a good aesthetic here.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at these screenshots.
What did you give the trailer for a grade?
I think I'll give it an A.
A. It's so borderline to an A plus.
Mm-hmm. I owe you some pizza, Pony. Can you get me some? So the screenshots, I'm pretty sure were not shown in this trailer.
Yeah, none of these. All these are original.
Yeah.
Although the sixth screenshot looks very similar to one that was in the trailer, but it makes sense that this would be a separate screenshot because this is a important part of the game, and all of these, look a lot very similar.
Yeah.
But like the characters on the other side and all that, and he has this defense thing, and I don't think he had anything in the trailer. So it's clearly a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think even the background might be slightly different, but it does kind of read as the same, but it is an important bit of information that I think that they're rightfully to include there.
If I had to complain about anything, I think I think the fifth screenshot is a little plain. Like it's not. It feels like a seat filler than it's actually like showing me anything about this game.
I really like the fifth one though. That's the one I picked as a screenshot, but I did zoom in on it to where it did cut out a lot of the background.
Yeah,
I think that's part of where the game kind of lacks, and its aesthetic is the background. The background's all just blurry all the time,
and just different colors.
Yeah, and I think that we could have used a little bit more detail back there. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't, that's the issue with the game.
And not
with the
structure.
Screenshots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see these screenshots as an A+.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Alright, let's go down to about this game. So we have a lovely little prologue at the top.
Yep, which is a good call.
Yeah.
There.
So we have custom banners.
Yeah, custom banners, custom text.
And custom banners. GIFs. Or unique GIFs. And
these GIFs are really good.
Yeah.
And when you get down to the fiendishly tactical GIF, that is by far the most amazing GIF we have ever seen on this show.
Yeah.
That is a spectacular GIF right there.
That's alone. I think that's like an S tier GIF right there.
Yeah, that's beyond A+. That is S tier. That is S triple S GIF right there.
That is something like just like the structure of this one GIF alone, we could probably spend like 30 minutes just like talking about why it's such a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is an amazing GIF right there.
So no playthrough is ever the same. Like the only thing I think we could ding it about this game page on is that there's no bullet points.
Yeah.
I think that is like it in terms of like this page.
But honestly, I don't think it needs it. I mean, maybe it could use it, movie. But does it need it? I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, it's better too. Yeah, again, I think this is really good in terms of showing what there is to this game.
Yeah, I think this is an easy A+. A++. Because that GIF is just so good.
Yeah. I'll keep to the normal grading, so I'll go with an A+. But yeah, again, like this is the structure that you want, and it's just a complete 180 from the last game. Again,
I'm not biased on this, Pony. This is an S+ GIF. I mean, they've gone, or maybe we just call S beyond A+. So like, I would rate this as an S about this game page rather than an A++. We'll go S.
And again, like for people watching, the structure, this is what you want. You want to have, very eye-catching banners. You want to have GIFs that are relevant to what you're talking about. And you want text. Like, you can use bullet points. If you don't, like 2 to 3 lines max is kind of what you want, for each section.
Yeah, and if you can get it, a gift like this would be amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the title card. So, title card, I do see a few issues with it. For one
Yeah, they've
thing,
only got 2 genres here.
yeah, and the two genres, here's, I think, a very big problem. The two genres are not gameplay related at all. Indie is not a gameplay, is not a game genre. Early access is not a game genre.
Tell that
Indie,
to Itch
mm-hmm,
and many others.
mm-hmm. Like, we could use RPG, roguelike, strategy, turn based.
Are those in the potential list for this?
Well, RPG definitely. Like, I know Steam has an RPG genre tag.
Okay.
Yeah, like, this is basically, and I think this could maybe be one of the reasons why this game has failed. That they basically completely disregard the Steam algorithm. And if you disregard the Steam algorithm, it's kind of like, you're offending the Lovecraftian gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if I click on a genre tag, strategy would count. A single player could count. RPG could count. Yeah, like, this is, I think, where we're going to probably ding this page the most right here. Because if you're not... it's essentially like you're all dressed up, but you have nowhere to go. Like, the store page is amazing, but you're not letting Steam help you.
Yeah. And usually it's Steam not wanting to help you.
Yeah.
But this is not letting Steam help you.
Mm-hmm.
They have a website which looks super professional and amazing.
Well,
they have a Twitter and a YouTube channel.
Well, when
YouTube's for their publisher.
Yeah. But when I clicked on both the website and the Twitter, it's very hard to find contact information. The contact information on the website's all the way at the bottom with like one little word, like you have to squint to find it. And the Twitter does not have any way to directly message them. And that is not good. Again, you need to have a way for people to get in touch with you. And I should say an easy way for people to get in touch with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hate to say it, but I think I may have to come down even more on this title card than I did originally. Because right now, it doesn't exist on Steam. There's no...
Kind of, yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to give it... They have a Twitter, they have a YouTube, they have a website, so that's good. But basically, Steam can't find this game. Consumers can't find this game. I think
now Steam doesn't want to show the game because it hasn't done very well.
I think I may have to give this a C- for this title card.
I would agree with that. I would go C-. Well, I think I have to go C because they have everything right except for the title and the stuff they link to.
Yeah, but again, it's a case where the information is good, but they're not using it to their full potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to sit with a C- on it. So, this is going to be an interesting one in terms of the overall review score. The two most important parts are really highly rated. It has our highest rated for the About This Game section. I mean, this is definitely one of, I think, the highest pages we've looked at on this show.
I think this is our record right here.
Mm-hmm.
The best tour page we've ever looked at because, again, the trailer and the thumbnail is where the bulk of our grade's going to be.
Mm-hmm. And the About This Game page probably has some like the best productions I think we've seen on that section.
That is the best About This Game page we've ever seen.
I think the previous holder of that was Revita with that one when they had custom gifts.
Hmm.
So
And the screenshots are super solid too.
yeah. Well,
The only thing
Wall
that is not super solid
is the
is the
title.
title card,
Yeah, and
but
while
it's the
that's
thing that matters the least.
but it also is important for Steam because if
Yeah,
you screw up the title card, you're hobbling your game, and I think that could. I don't think that's the only reason, but I think that could be one of the mysteries solved as to why this game has such a low review.
yeah,
So I can't give this an A plus store page, even with everything good. Messing up on the tile card like that, it's basically like, you get the perfect catch playing football, and then instead of running to the end zone, you sit down and take a nap, basically. Like, it's.
kind of. Yeah,
So, I think I would give this an A.
yeah,
Because even with an amazing about this game page, you if Steam can't find you or can't promote you, none of it unfortunately is going to matter in terms of promotion.
yeah. Thing is, though, to be consistent with our past reviews, because there has been
Mm-hmm.
many games in the past that we've given higher, decent
Mm-hmm.
scores, that we have not deemed them for not having, for only having these two kind of tags. I'm going to say A plus. But in reality, I think it's more of an A because you're not letting Steam find you because of that. But that said, there was many games that we gave grades for that would have lower grades now
Yeah,
because they also did not do that well.
yeah. But I think for me, like if I'm going to give a game an A plus, everything needs to be on point. And for not having the genre, again, it's such a an unforced fault or an unforced error that if they would have just done that from the beginning, I think this could have been so much improved. At least,
Mm-hmm.
review wise, word of mouth wise on it. And
Yeah.
but still though, I think this is going to be our highest rated store page.
Oh yeah, because I mean the highest we've had before this was an A minus, and
Yeah.
we only had one of those.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna go with an A plus to not because I think that it doesn't need to be penalized for that, but because of consistency.
Mhm.
Because we didn't penalize other games for that. So for consistency's sake, I'm going to say it's an A plus.
And I'll stick
But
with
I think that it's definitely not good that it does not have more tags.
or even just gameplay related tags. I mean, you don't really need like indie and early access are nice, but you still need a corresponding gameplay tag because
Yeah.
that's how Steam's going to find you. That's how people are going to be able to search for this. Now, I'm curious if I type this in. Let's see, Rise of the. So we have to go to Rise of the to find this game.
No, you can go Rise of TH
Let's see, Rise
to find it.
of. Actually, just Rise of T would bring this up.
Yeah, Rise of T.
Anyone want some tea? Tea and pizza?
T and Slime.
So, again, I would definitely rate this as one of our highest store pages. It does
Yeah.
like 95, maybe 98% of everything right.
Yeah.
But like we said on our, good games that still don't end up doing well, the Save the Extreme show, I don't know if this is going to turn out to be a winner market wise, and that is unfortunately very sad for me to say.
Yeah. I know gameplay wise, both me and Josh played this and we both really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But they have a publisher. They clearly did everything on the Steam page basically right,
Yeah.
except for the genres.
I'm going to say this, and I hate to do it. I think if the publisher is the one who made the store page, they did a really good job of it. But I think they're doing a horrible job in terms of marketing this game overall. Like,
Hmm.
when you look at the announcement video for it, it doesn't even have 2,000 views on YouTube. Like, something is not working with this marketing. Who's of the ooze? There you go.
Yeah.
And I think that, unfortunately, is what made Doom this game. Because it has a great presentation, it has great game feel to it, but I don't think this marketing is there.
When we look at the publisher, they did Mortal Shell, Rise of Slime. They apparently have some Doctor Who game,
Mm-hmm.
Super Dodgeball Beats, Dick Wild 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you familiar with any of these games?
Mortal Shell, definitely.
How was the marketing campaign on that?
Huh. I don't know. I think it got more word of mouth being an Epic exclusive and a Souls like, just like by that alone.
Hmm.
I'm actually curious. Like, if Mortal Shell does have a store page, what? Oh, if you go to the Mortal Shell store page, they actually use action RPG in the genre tag.
Hmm. But
Oh,
still, only 2 tags.
it actually has like a similar structure as Rise of the Slime in terms of this about this game page, with custom
Yeah, it's
gifts and custom banners.
yeah, and only two tags.
Yeah. So it seems
This
like
is this is looking like the publisher set up the entire store page
that's what
and
I'm
did not
thinking.
put up but 2 tags on both of them.
And you want as many tags as you can.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I feel like this publisher
And
really knows how to make store pages, but
outside of the tags,
yeah, but doesn't really know how to market these games or do the
yeah,
publicizing around it or publicity.
yeah. And when you click on them, you look at their followers. They only have 65 followers on Steam as a
Mm,
publisher. They
yeah,
have like 8,000 something on Twitter, 4,000 something on YouTube, but for a publisher, that is ridiculously low.
yeah.
Uh,
Maybe we should start doing a publisher reviewing show.
maybe but they 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 seem like they don't know enough marketing wise. I mean, they know how to do a really good store page
Mm-hmm.
outside of tags,
Mm-hmm. So they're
but they
really
don't
good.
seem to know anything else. And you
Yeah.
know, this is a point that we talked about before about, you know, getting a publisher does not mean that you're going to succeed or in any kind of way. As a matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, getting a publisher can screw you over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think that this publisher necessarily screwed him over, but I think a different publisher could have done better. You know, because I think a less good store page and better tags and better marketing, the game would have done a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because you know, with your stereotypical publisher, they would have made sure that the trailer and the thumbnail was on point, and they would have put, you know, screenshots that are different, and everything else they would have said the heck with, but they would have put some tags in there,
Yeah.
and they would have, you know, I think the game would have performed way better that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And unfortunately, like we say, it doesn't matter if your game is great if people can't find it or know about it.
Yeah, or what's showed to them does not appeal to them
Mm-hmm.
because it's not shown to them properly.
Yep. All right, but I think we can wrap things up for our show this week.
Yeah.
All right, so we have one not so good game and one really damn good one.
Yeah, very bipolar today.
Mm-hmm. So, with that said, as always, we are looking for games to review, whether the game is out or coming out. If you'd like us to give a very detailed and advice heavy examination of your store page, please get in touch. Again, you'll find all contact information for both of us on the respective descriptions and join our discords and all that great stuff.
Yep. Join both of our discords and everything. And also, here's a closing statement: is marketing is very important for your game, and the store page and everything on the store page is arguably the most important part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, you need to make sure that you have your store page on point. And I think what we need to start doing is, I know a few people have, pushed interest, shown interest of having a second review of their game done, and maybe we need to start letting them do that at a lower priority. So if we have somebody who hasn't submitted yet, they would take priority over somebody submitting for a second time.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that could
so
be fair.
if you guys want to submit a second time, go ahead.
Yeah.
But make sure that you try to address as many things as possible,
Mm-hmm.
because it's very unlikely that we'll allow a third submission.
Yeah, I think 2 may be pushing it. I think that may be enough. All right. But that is going to do it for this show. If you want to watch these episodes live, we do these Thursdays, starting around 3:30 ET normally. And if you want to know more about game design and game dev, tune into the Safely Extreme Cast Sundays, starting around 4:30 ET on both of our channels.
Yep. And each of our channels have different content, so tune into both of them and check out that different content.
All right. So with that said, come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, worries of the art and science of games. Until next time, take care.